Hey y'all.
6 p.m.
What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling, yo? Happy Power Professional. Y'all know this is like one of my favorite sessions, yo. And y'all already know how it be. So I hope y'all ready, yo. Hey, Kai, I know they ain't let you get first, yo. Ain't no way. There gotta be a mistake on my screen. Hold up. Let me try to scroll up on my phone, yo. Hold up. I got Tanner first. What's up, Tanner? How you feeling, yo? Good to see you, yo. Y'all already know we about to go in. Yes, yo. Big Power Professional. You know how we do. Hey, Kyle, my bad, yo. I still love you, though, yo. How you feeling? Good to see you. Breezy Breeze. What's up, Breezy? How you doing, yo? Good to see you, Breezy Breeze. Jimma the Dilemma. Yo, shout out Jimma the Dilemma. Shout out Sane. They went up to the elementary school and was talking to the girls about bullying and leadership. So thank y'all so much for that. I can't wait till we able to do more of that consistently because it makes a difference. Mr. Elaborator, what's up? How you feeling, yo? Good to see you. Don the Don. What's up, Don the Don? How you doing? Yo, what's up, yo? Tay Bands. What's up, Tay Bands? Reality. What's up, Reality? Chaos Smoothies, aka Cam Gotti. What's up, yo? Neonce. What's up? How you feeling, Kayla? What's up, Kayla? How you doing, yo? Good to see you. Marta General. What's up, Marta General? How you doing, yo? Good to see you. Good to see you. Matt Tanner. You already knew it. You already knew it, y'all. We got to get our fave on here, y'all. And look, y'all, she coming to us fresh.
You know what?
Miss Tay. Yo.
Listen. You listen. At this point, I'm starting to doubt if I'm the favorite for real. Okay,
You
y'all
the
be coming
favorite,
at me on
yo.
all angles. It started with you. It start with you.
No, you definitely
You
the
had to do me
favorite.
like that.
Yo,
You had
what?
to do me like that. You had to do me like
Yo,
that. I feel like my
are you at the
background.
back of the gala or what, yo? You at the gala, yo?
Listen, speaking of galas, we just won Top Training Apex Award for the third year in a row. Okay. So you talk about gowns. All right. I can't. I'm gonna see what I'm wearing this year, but I'm feeling
Wow.
some type of way. I'm feeling some type of way. We are super excited and we probably gonna
Congratulations.
fly down to Florida to accept our award and find out where we hitting the running. So we are super excited. We are super excited. In a time where we were, the whole world was shut down in March. And, I got the phone call like, what in the world are we going to do? I'm like, we going to carry on. So we moved all of our training online and we proceeded forward with a $0 budget. Okay. No budget at all. No money. And we still won the award with the services that we provided. So
Wow, yo.
excited. We are super excited to see, and go down to Florida. So I'm excited. I'm very, very
So
excited. So you know what?
basically, so hold on. So basically, what you're saying is our heartbeats get an award winner trainer training them real life stuff. Like for what? I don't think that people understand the magnitude of that. Like that's a big deal, and I'm so proud of you. And our heartbeats get to benefit directly, where people will be paying thousands and thousands and dollars. Like,
You know what though? It's so funny. I had a meeting the other day, and somebody asked me. They were like, "Listen, we know that they've been asking a lot of you. Is your heart still in it?" And I'm like, you know
mm,
what? It was until I met the heartbeats. Now my heart is like, I would much rather be with y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I want to say that beyond the executive training, upper management, things like that, I'm like, mm,
wow.
mm. So,
Wow.
it's funny. I text you after every session. I'm like, yo, I'm trying not to fall in love with these sessions, but
That's facts, y'all. That's fact at the everyone.
it already didn't happen. It already happened. So this
Yo.
session is going to be different. And it's going to be different because I want to hear from you all, right? And I really like to do every so often, if we were in my program, right? My programs are held every week. We do what's called a pulse check, right? And the pulse check lets me know, hearing from you all, what's on your mind, right? I can talk about all types of different topics, but eventually I have to talk to you all and say, hey, how are things going? What's going on?
So
And the
somebody can get the
reason,
link. If they want the link, they can get on right now.
what link? Ooh, what
The
link?
link to get
No,
on.
no, I'm talking about the heartbeats.
That's what I'm saying. So if the heartbeats wanted to get
Oh, yeah,
on with us now live, they could do that.
yeah, yeah. So I want to hear from you all. And it was Donovan's comment last 2 weeks. Wait, last 3 weeks. Was it 3 weeks? Because we do the second and fourth. I got confused. And Joni, I was all ready to come on here with y'all. Joni, like, no, we do every second and fourth. And I was like, oh, snap. I was hoping to see them this week. But that's okay. It was Donovan's comment last week, and I've had it written down and posted on my desk. And he said, what happened, the comment of what happens in the house stays in the house, and how do we address that? And that got me to thinking, training is one thing, right? Training, professional training is one thing, but I think what we fail to see, and I say this in every class I'm in, whether that's on the government side, whether that's on the Leaders Unleashed side, there's no such thing as your personal and professional. You really are just one person. You are one person everywhere you go, and you have to work on your heart. You have to work on your attitude. That way you're showing up the same place everywhere you go. Now, you can pretend. I'm not saying that you can't. You absolutely can pretend. They say fake it till you make it, right?
Mm.
But the amount of energy that goes into faking it, that's the part people don't talk about. You absolutely can, but you are going to be exhausted. You're going to be exhausted. And so instead of you being in a room and have people feed energy into you, you faking it is going to take double from you because you're fighting the mold. Somebody say something and you just sitting there trying to hold back. ooh, girl, we was telling you 2 feet out this door, I would have punched you in the face, right? That energy that you're suppressing, it takes more to push that down. Versus if you have really just worked on being able to let things roll off of your back, you're gonna hear it and you're gonna not hear it. Somebody's gonna say something to you and say, I like your shoes if they were in the trash. And you're just gonna be like, okay. And you wish, and we just gonna move on. I'm not gonna think anymore about you for the day. I'm not gonna sit there and think of all the comebacks I could have said to you, right? You're gone, you're ancient, your history. That's over. And so really I want to address and Joni, feel free to send a link out to anybody. And we are going to address the things that I'm reading these comments on the
I
side.
know. Y'all heard it. Hit me up for the link. Gemma, I sent it to you, Shorty. Come on. Bring that bonnet.
And we're gonna take a few questions, and then we're gonna switch it up with anybody else who wants to. So everybody can get, not everybody, but we can get a few different people on. And really, what I want to address in this theme today is the things you've been told, right? Sometimes the things we've been told, we have to go through the process of evaluating our paradigms. And our paradigms is everything that we've put into our space that we have told ourselves is true. And we evaluate those things to find out if they still serve us. They may not anymore. You might grow up, get your own space, and you may realize that the door being open don't let the heat out. You better close my door because you don't pay for my heat. Now you like, that's okay over here where I live. So the things, this thing on the things you've been told, we're gonna address. Some things you're gonna want to take with you, right? And when I say take with you in life, you're going to want to make them your own. And then other things we have to evaluate: how do I let this go? How do I move past this? I know that it's not serving me. I know it's not healthy, but I'm having a hard time letting it go. So that's the thing. Things you've been told. And then we're going to go through either holding on to it or letting it go. So today, it's not spring cleaning. We straight up throwing stuff out.
That, I know that's right. Hey, and can we do we translate that to like to the workplace too? Because I got some people that's really struggling in the workplace right now, like really struggling, and they should be the first ones on here. Jimmy
So
the
we're going to make
dilemma.
the connection. We're going to make the connection. Am I frozen?
Not for me.
No, I'm frozen on my screen. On the
No,
screen I see
you
with
moving.
you.
Yeah, you moving over here.
Okay.
Jimmy the dilemma done left us. She might be coming back. Yo, Cam Gotti said you rocking the chinchilla.
Look, I've decided to give y'all a little, shink a dink.
You are
A
so
little womp
crazy.
womp.
There she go. Jimmy the dilemma.
My screen is shifted, Miss Joni. You gotta get off this restream. Oh my gosh, it never worked.
Which is working fine. I see
I was
you.
about to say I can see you.
Why you
I
want to be
can't
in
see
ghetto
y'all. I
Zoom?
see like a corner of Miss Joni head, and that's all I see. And I can't see my.
Yo, maximize your
I can
screen, yo. Please, yo.
I
Just
can see you
maximize.
just fine. Now me, for some reason, I still am cheesing on my frozen picture on the side. But if y'all see me moving, that's cool. We just go move.
Yeah, you moving
Look
just
like I
fine.
didn't pose for senior portraits or something. That's what it looked like.
I cannot.
What we got? What we got? What we got?
We
Now,
done, we done lost her again. Hopefully she coming right back.
but that's fine. If you can't join them, I still want you all to light up the chat with some things you've been told, and we can address those too. We can address it too.
Yeah. This should be good because it's a lot of things like that.
So, Joni, you said that you've had an experience with someone who is having a hard time at work. Wait a minute.
Yeah, a
There we
few of
go.
them.
Okay, we can see you.
All right, and I can see y'all.
All right, good.
Lord.
All right, so hit us some things you've been told.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Miss Tay, you asked me a question.
I said, so go ahead and hit us with some. We're starting off with the things you've been told.
Oh, what? Like the not say outside of the house?
Mm.
Ooh.
Anything that's on your mind that you like, you know what, I don't necessarily agree. How do I, move past this and my lineage and my family, like, even at work, the way Miss Joni said, because we're gonna make the connection to personal and work.
Okay. So it was some this weekend that happened that's bothering me. So I'm gonna share it with y'all because we always transparent, so why not? But so I did a thing with Miss Joni over the weekend, and my mother was there. We was having like an open conversation about COVID-19 and the vaccine. And I love my mother, but I don't agree with everything she say. And sometimes my mother put on the front for other people, and it upsets me. So we were sitting next to each other, and she was lying out of her teeth. Like sometimes, like I love her, but she makes me upset with keeping things like under wraps and kind of like creating this fantasy for herself that everything is okay when it's not. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting next to her and she was saying all this. And of course, I'm not going to blow my mother's spot, but I don't know how to address it after the fact. So she just got finished what she was saying. And I was just like, I don't know. I was just sitting there and I was getting upset because I kind of feel like when she does that, she kind of like belittles my feelings without even knowing that she's doing it because she doesn't really know how I feel. So it's kind of like her downplaying like my trauma and all that we've been through like as a family because she
Mm-hmm.
just thinks like everything is okay because maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. So that was one thing. And she also had a friend over, and she just like she did the same thing like all over again. Like she was just portraying us as this perfect family, saying like how we always happy, how we don't have no problems, how her and my father relationship is just perfect, and we the perfect kids, and like all this other stuff. And like that's like the complete opposite. So it's just like hearing her say that, it just really makes me upset, considering everything we've been through, like within like the past couple of weeks, and like we only been okay for the last like 2.5 weeks, and like we've been like really going through it. So the fact that like she's just like saying that, and that she's always just comfortable like when we're around other people with just not even being real, or just like I'd rather her not say nothing at all and just say like I just rather her not say nothing at all rather than lie to other people and make it seem like we don't go through anything when we really go through a lot. That's just something that like I don't know. That's just something that really bothers me, and it's so much like I wish I could tell y'all, but I can't because Miss Johnny gonna have to come get me. So
Not I'm ready to come get you.
No, but I get that, right? I fully understand that, and how that shows up in other spaces for you is going to be a challenge, and it's going to be a trigger. Because while you have love for your mother, and that love for your mother has caused you to have a seatbelt, over your tongue or a muzzle, the moment you enter the workplace and somebody does that same thing, it's going to be a huge trigger for you, and you're going to let that whole thing rip. Right? Because you don't have the love for your boss or your coworkers the way you have it for your mother. Right? So what we do is project, right? Instead of maybe you addressing your mother, it's easier for you to address your coworker, right? Because we're peers. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you know the type of person I am, and I'm gonna let you know that this ain't okay, and I'm gonna let you know it, and now you elevating it past where the person may have been deserved, right? And the person like, well, dag, all I said was, I had ordered 5 boxes of pencils, but I actually ordered 6, and I took home a box of pencils for my kids. I ain't think it deserved all that you just gave me, right? What we have to do in a lot of instances is I love the analogy of cutting on the light, right? When we were children, the trees outside made shadows on the walls. And we had convinced ourselves all types of stories of the monsters that lived under our bed, and the ones that were hiding in the closet, and all of these things, when really we could have just turned on the light, right? For your mother, you need to choose a calm and quiet way of addressing the things that are bothering you without it looking like you're attacking her, because that's what it's going to feel like. Your mom has done the best that she possibly can with the resources that she has to produce everything that she wanted it to be with what she had, right? And so what people do though is communicate at the wrong time. They communicate at the wrong time. They will wait for maybe a time when we're already arguing, and then be like, and another thing, let's go back to how you was out here lying in front of company. Let's talk about that. Right? And now she feeling like, okay, is it about the fact that I didn't feed you dinner, or is it about this? Right? So pick a time where you can sit down and talk to her, but let her know of your love, because that's what I hear. I hear that you say, I love my mother. I love her. I don't want her feelings. I don't want to make her feel less than. I don't want to, be disrespectful. But her values right now are not aligning with my values. And guess what? The reality of it is your mother may not change. She may not. She may be coping this way, and that's the best way for her brain to protect herself from really everything rushing in on her. But what you can do is pick the appropriate time to address some of the concerns that you're having without bombarding her or having all the emotion. So I like to use I like to use something called CARE, CARE. I use it in my personal life and I use it in my professional life, right? CARE. C is the circumstance, right? Tell them what happened. Tell them what happened before you get to how it made you feel. And I feel as though you was lying. I feel like before you ever get to that, you tell them the circumstance, right? You say, I loved having you at the school with me the other week. It was fantastic. I really felt your level of love and support. But I was kind of taken aback by some of the things of how you were answering questions that, were posed to you, right? So you tell them the circumstance. Then you tell them what actions you took, right? Now, in this instance, the actions that may have happened may have been, I was a little bit quiet after you said that, right? Because I didn't like how you responded. I knew that some of the things that you were saying were not necessarily true, right? Reaction. Now you tell her how it made you feel, right? This is how I reacted. This is how it made me feel. E is the expectation. Moving forward, I'm going to love you no matter what. But I would love for you to just tell the truth. I would love for you to just, I'm not going to judge you. If you feel as though that you didn't agree or whatever, just go ahead and tell the truth. I'm always going to have your back. But I need you to tell these people the truth, right? CARE. Now, I use that when I interview as well. Somebody asked me a question. How did you handle the third quarter when you didn't have the budget? And here was the circumstance. Here was the actions that I took. This was the reaction. And this was my expectation moving forward. It works personal or professional. It works both ways. So you know what? Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. It's not always easy. When we had things going on in our household, I did not want to make my parents look bad. I wanted to get good grades. I wanted to be, it's crazy. I almost tried to make the lie true. Like that was my job. If her thing was that the family was perfect, I was going to make it perfect. So that what she said was true. I was going to, create an environment where she could be somewhere and feel the things that she was saying, but that wasn't my job. that was not my job, right? So your job from here on out is going to be to create the environment for others that you want to see. You're going to tell the truth. You're going to give them an environment where it's okay for them to tell you their truth, right? Because sometimes we ain't always ready for that part. We talked about that last time, didn't we? It's not we okay with our version of truth, but not theirs. So you are going to be a fantastic friend. You're going to be a fantastic friend. And whether that friendship means the friendship with your parents, the friendships that you have moving forward, or maybe in years to come, hopefully many, many, many years to come, because I want y'all to take your time in a relationship, you are going to be a fantastic friend.
Yeah. I love a good acronym. Thank you, Bless.
I love the sharing. Okay, I see. Wait. Say your name for me again.
It's Lene. It's Lene, or Miss Joni call me Lene.
Not Lene. I'm sorry, not you, Lene, because my sister's middle name is Lene. The young sister who shared with us initially.
Gemma the Dilemma.
Oh
Gemma.
My gosh.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Nope, I'm gonna let them know.
Thank you for sharing with us. That took a lot to share. Thank you so much for gracing us with that. I appreciate
that was a good one too. And you know what, Miss Tay, I gotta give Gemma the Dilemma props on that, because I was at that conversation, and the way how she like hearing her talk now and reflecting back on it, it's like she was a true professional in that moment, because she allowed everything to play out, for everything to happen, and she still respectfully put her thoughts and opinions in the conversation, regardless of who it went against. And like the conversation, even though people had different thoughts and ideas, she still maintained a high level of professionalism. And you would have never known that she was bothered by anything. Never. Like her smile was on point. Her conversation was like everything. Like she was just amazing, like a great representation of what youth leadership is. And our partners from New York, like they was asking me about certain people, and she was one of the people. And she was just like, these are the type of young people that we need to be working with and that we want to do more work with. So I'm like, yeah.
Now, had she used that opportunity to be the call out queen, they would have been like, "That's a we next."
Throw the whole dilemma away. Throw the
Next,
whole dilemma in the
okay.
trash.
Because we not here for the drama. We didn't come for it. I don't know what y'all came with, but we gonna need y'all to exit, because we ain't sign up for that. So you know what? Congratulations on where you are in your journey. You are growing. You are thriving. I can't wait to see. It sounds like with Miss Joni saying you gonna be a problem no matter what. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's gonna be. All right, Lene. Let's
Hi.
go.
Okay, so what am I supposed to talk about? Like anything right now?
Anything you like. Things
Okay.
you've been told. What's on your chest? What's on your heart?
You know what's on my chest? My growth. That's what's been on my chest. That right there has played a big part of where I'm at right now. And Ms. Johnny know like the whole story. So like basically I'm gonna give you the little summary. Technically, if you wanted to, you can go look back at one of the lives, even if you wanted to. Earlier this year, I got into like a little stuck place, right? Stuck place, got caught in school. Not the biggest thing, nor was it my first time either. That was not my first time. So I had to do some self-reflection and learn myself. And that has played a really huge part of what I do now. And with my leadership as in Heart Smiles. Like Miss Joni know what's coming up. Gemma know what's coming up too. Yeah. So I definitely say from the time this COVID pandemic panoramic has started, I was not at the best situation years ago, but right now, oh yeah, and Naeem, that whole live situation, being in drama, doing this, doing that, it has played a huge part of where I'm at right now. One thing I can say is what I'm definitely proud of, definitely with myself, is the fact that I've learned a lot, even from like watching you. I may not pop up in here in the little comments, but I'm here. I promise. I listen. And especially when Miss Joni do her leadership things, or when she be teaching us on Thriving Thursdays with her little pen on the little board. I like it. It's cute. I like it. But one thing that's definitely stuck out to me out of all our talks is emotional intelligence, something I've definitely struggled with. That and like how having to respond to people. I have a mouth, okay? I have a mouth. I still have a mouth, okay? That mouth can't either get me in a good or bad place. It's mostly gotten me into bad places, but now it's starting to get me into good places. But I like that. I like the care thing, and I wrote it down. Wrote it down on my little school pass because I couldn't find a piece of paper. I like that, and I'm gonna write about that because I write. So I'm definitely gonna take that and interpret it into my real world circumstances. But definitely the growth I've experienced is running for student board of Baltimore County. So I'm running for that. Definitely a long process. That's probably the most stressful thing as being a junior in high school, and then having work, and then having these scholarships, and then internships that you have to sign up for that has a deadline at the winter posted date. So I'm definitely also learning myself in this journey as well. If you don't know, I'm a spiritual person. I don't like to present it as much because it's not something that I feel should be presented on the outside, because that's something like African spirituality is something I do on the side. But learning myself, honestly, like staying away. I've unfollowed tons of people. I don't talk to certain people. Though I do feel lonely. I definitely feel lonely now because I don't have anybody to talk to. Like literally nobody. I don't be on group chat calls no more. I don't text anybody. The only person I text like 2 people on a daily basis. Ms. Johnny, I kid you not. I don't even text people that I talked to in August because I had to separate myself from a lot of things, and that's been very, very beneficial. Like very beneficial. Um Grades, awesome. Last year, no. That it was definitely a no. Grades this year, awesome. I've been doing a lot more, caring about a lot more stuff that I was last year. Um
Mhm.
Learning the process of when to do stuff and when not to do stuff. Like,
Mhm.
how do I explain it in a way that makes sense? I definitely used to, you know how to saying this is the wrong time and right place, whatever, that little saying. I used to do that a lot.
Mhm.
I used to, very immature. Now it's a lot of maturity that has definitely been grown. But I've definitely started to understand the meaning of leadership. Like back then, it was like, okay, yes, Miss Joni has been talking about it, but now I'm actually doing it. There's a difference between knowing it and doing it because you have to apply something in order to really know it. So that's really what's been going on. And definitely with my relationship with a lot of people have definitely been approved and improving. But yeah, that's just a little
Okay.
summary of all, like, what, since 2019 to 2021 now.
Growth.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question to you is, who in your family has a mouth besides
Mm,
you?
okay. I what? Okay. I have the mouth of the family. I get in trouble, but I wouldn't say anybody has a mouth in the family. Is that I make people have a mouth in the family. Make sense? Meaning, I'm
Okay.
gonna go
So
on
do
and
you
on
have
and
brothers?
on.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have 2 sisters, but they don't live with me.
Okay. And who was the person that showed up to protect you?
My mom.
Your mom was the person who showed up to protect you. How did she do so?
How? Her
Hmm.
consistency and not trying to give up.
Okay. Did you, in her effort to protect you, did you feel protected?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So you hesitated a little bit. You was like,
No, I didn't
yeah.
really hesitate. I had to think about a time. I had to think about the time and actually feel it in me, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Okay. So with you feeling protected, right? Then why do you have to be the one to come out verbally swinging?
Say that one more time.
If you feel protected, why do you have to be the one to come out verbally swinging?
Okay, and that has to go with a lot. Do you know what childhood traumas and shadow work is? Okay,
Yep.
that has to go with our shadow work, which I've been avoiding because that stuff is real deep and dark. But part of
Hmm.
that I did over the summer, that specific kind of question,
Hmm.
I dealt with a lot of not being heard.
Mm.
Hmm.
When you're not being heard a lot, you tend to
Hmm.
have to make it louder to be heard, or you have to
Hmm.
make your point being made because you don't feel understood. And that's still kind of
Hmm.
something that I go through now. But I've, like I
Hmm.
said, with my growth, I'm learning like this is something that I don't always have to do. I don't have to always do that. Is you can
Hmm.
learn to be quiet and learn when it's right to talk. Like you said earlier
Hmm.
today, you have to learn to react.
Yes, you do. You ever get a shot and you put a band-aid on it and the blood starts to bleed through? You
Sometimes,
got to
yeah.
switch out the right. That's the same thing when we don't deal with trauma. You can put something over it, but and it's gonna, you know what, you got a fresh band-aid, maybe you can wear your shirt out right, wear the shoulder out, but eventually it's gonna bleed through, right? So You can do self-work. You can, and that's beautiful for you to do. You should always be a student. No matter where you are, you always have to be a student. But eventually, if you don't deal with it, it's going to bleed through. And a lot of people shy away from dealing with it because they think it's going to break them if they do. They're like, I don't want to go back to that dark place because, I just escaped that dark place and I don't want to go back. You are standing in the light with a shackle on your ankle, and you're not going to be able to move unless you do. It's the key to the shackle, you know? And so what we do is we go back strong. And we don't go back with a strong mouth. We go back with a strong heart. Meaning that I'm going to revisit this place fully equipped in full armor and letting you know that what happened to me will never happen to me again because I'm not that person. But I do need to rescue her. I need to rescue her. I need to pick her up. I need to take her with me. I need to pat her on the back and tell her it wasn't her fault. I need to acknowledge that in that moment, you did everything that you possibly could and you still were in pain because I didn't have everything I needed then, but I have it now, right? Eventually, you got to go back to rescue her. Now, you can do that, though, not by yourself anymore. Therapy is a beautiful place. Things that you've been told. We addressed that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where we said that, therapy is not for Black people. That's not true. That's not true. We have fooled ourselves into believing that because we have endured atrocities in our past, that we can endure atrocities moving forward and we don't need help because we strong. You made up of the blood of warriors. You have the blood of, these people within you. And all of that is true. But it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to get extra help. It doesn't hurt. We go to school to learn, right? We go to school to learn. We go to the doctors to heal. And all that person is doing is helping you heal. It doesn't mean that you're less smart. It doesn't mean you're less intelligent, that you're less beautiful. It doesn't mean you're crazy. It means that you went to the proper doctor to heal the proper organ. That's all it means. So in your journey, put that while you're writing it down. Just put it somewhere. I ain't saying deal with it tomorrow. I'm not saying deal with it next month. I'm saying make it a goal. Make it a goal. I know Miss Joni talked to you about goals all the time, but we make professional goals and not personal ones all the time. That has to deal with pain, So make that thing a goal. I'm super proud of you. I'm proud of you because you had the strength to acknowledge her. Right? That previous version of yourself, sometimes people never acknowledge that previous version of themselves. They act like it never happened. Let's just move on. Let's just look perfect for the camera. What you're saying is, I see her. And eventually, her and I are going to have a conversation. And I'm not ready to do that right now, but I see her. And she, I'm going to heal her one day. So I'm super proud of you. I am. I know what it's like to be in pain and not want anybody else to know I was in pain. I know what it's like to go to therapy and not want anybody to know I went to therapy. You know, I know that feeling too. I know what it's like to have trophies all around me and feel like a loser. I know that feeling too. And it didn't matter what accolade I got, my heart hurt. And so I'm with you in the journey. Let me know if you need me. How can I help? Um, Shoot, you need me to show up? I don't got to say nothing. I can just sit there. Sometimes the person doesn't know what to say, but they will share the silence with you. I will fully share the silence with you. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your bravery. And I wish you all the best, my love.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh,
Thank you,
Miss
Anita
Joni,
Agnes. So proud of you.
tell her about my 30 goal challenge for 2022. So I tell you,
Oh,
you
snap.
said it. I was
Wait a
in my
minute.
mind. Huh?
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah. I was on
Come
the phone with
on.
Miss Joni, and I was like, Miss Joni, I have an inspiration. My mom is my inspiration. Let me tell you what she did. She made a goal of trying something new each month. Okay. And I said, you know what? She can do it. I'm going to double it. So I said 2 goals per month. And I said, when you create goals, you always have another goal in the midst of it. So I made space for 6 more goals. So I call it the 30 goal challenge. So I'm going to include that in my 30 goal challenge, and I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to come back and reflect January 2023. And then once I reflect on it, I'm going to call it the 60-day challenge in 2023. And we're going to keep going.
Why not? I'm proud of you, loves. Honestly and seriously. It takes a lot.
That's what's up.
Bye-bye.
See, Mr. Elaborator. Hey, Miss Tay, did you see Gemma's comment?
I wanted to take a moment to scroll down a little bit, but I didn't want to be disengaged with Linnea. To me, it's very important to be engaged, so I didn't want to be like over here reading and be like, "Huh, what you say?"
Yeah. No, but let me read it for you because
that's the worst.
Powerful. It's
that's
powerful.
Okay. All right. What we got?
It said, what if you know what you share with your therapist can cause a bigger issue, like them reporting incidents that you can tell them? I don't want to go to therapy until I'm able to tell everything that has affected me, and I don't want to be cutting out parts to avoid other problems that could arise. So huge. Heavy. That's heavy.
Okay. Okay. That for some reason that certain comments make me super emotional, and I don't, because that's tough. That's very, very tough, and it's not fair. Now there's a certain thing is doctor client privilege, where they can't share certain things unless you are still in danger. So from your comments, I'm just gonna assume that the person who is still around or can be prosecuted. I'm just going to make that assumption. I'm not saying that that's what you said. I'm just going to make the assumption so we don't have any problems, right? That's on me. In that instance, I would fully encourage you to reach out to a crisis hotline. A crisis hotline gives you the ability to purge without that person having the they don't call. They don't call. In an instance of therapy, it comes out who's going to pay for the therapy, right? So they have to find out how old you are. They have to find out all of those things. When you call a crisis hotline, those are not questions that are asked. They're just there to listen. But in this instance, we're talking about needing help, right? And that person is there to protect, and they want to help. And when we are younger, again, we believe that it is our job to protect. It is not. It is not your job to protect a predator. It is not your job to protect an abuser, no matter how much you love them. But that takes some strength. I'm not even going to front on you and be like, no, you need to go ahead and no. Please reach out to a crisis hotline. Get it off your heart. Get it off your chest. Allow for them to direct you maybe to additional resources that maybe I don't even know about, to get you the help that you need, because the brain is a rubber band. Right. I am by no means a doctor. I am by no means a therapist. I am just telling you all kind of some of the journey that I've had and the things that I've learned. But the brain is really a rubber band, right? It can be stretched by trauma, and it can come back, right? Stretch, come back. But at a certain point, the brain can snap. It can snap. And that causes us to show up in different places wrong. I know that you all have probably seen on social media where people have snapped, And when people talk to them, they be like, they was, I don't know where that came from. You know, they was quiet all the time at school. They was quiet all the time at work. And now they didn't came and did something drastic. And people are trying to figure out why that happened, because the brain can only take but so much. It is best to rid yourself of that heavy weight of carrying um, the shield for everybody. You can't carry the shield for everybody in war. In war, we talk about ancient war. Your shield was supposed to cover the person next to you, and their shield was supposed to cover you. You cannot carry a shield that covers 10 people. It's too weighty. You can't fight and carry a shield that covers 10 people. It's too much. So you already fighting the trauma and whatever has happened, and now you got to carry a shield that covers 10 people. No, no. I'm gonna need you to seek some help, and really make it a goal to do that, so you can thrive and you can grow. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much. We got Mr. Elaborator.
Hey, how you doing, Miss Joni and Miss Tay? Uh,
What's up?
Hey.
How you feeling? Good to see you. What happened to your light?
Not on a lot. My light, my ring light, it don't work no more. Plus, my webcam is not trying to work. And I heard of Miss Tay a lot of times, but I don't think I actually talked to her or met her, if I'm mistaken.
Okay.
This might be your
I
first
don't
time
believe
on.
so. I don't
Yeah.
believe so. It's nice to meet you though.
Nice to meet you too. It's definitely a blessing to be on here. I be on these sessions, but I be in the comments. But yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about like growth as well because like I ain't really lie. It's like not here in the closet.
Hey yo,
Oh my god.
they played with you.
It's crazy. It be your own people, Miss Joni. But
I
yeah,
know. I thought you was about to get on here and ask Miss Tay to catch you up.
I I was ready to say that, but at the same time, Lene kind of catch me up. Cause cause he was talking about growth. Now I'm like, oh,
Oh,
let me talk about my growth too, because it's like I want to reflect as well. And like I was ready to talk about like, basically like I would say like some stuff like outside of hard smiles, like since it's like, school started for me since I'm a sophomore, it's like I don't know how like but it's like mind you, throughout this high school year, I was looking for not like to really be friends with people, but it's like my energy. It's like mind you, like I don't mind you, I don't always like to talk to people or be around with people, but it's like my energy it always gravitates people around me, and people
mhm.
always tell me like like people always ask me advice, and I always give them advice, or like I always have people venting to me because I don't know. It's like how it's like me. It's like myself. Like I impact them in a good way to the point where they actually have trust in me, and I feel that's a good thing for me. Like I ain't. It's not. I ain't got always doing hustle smiles. I can do it with my friend group as well because it's like I don't know, but it's just refreshing. Honestly, like I can always help somebody, and it could be the smallest things too, for real. So it's like yeah, like my growth been good as well. Even though I ain't really, I feel like I haven't been involved with hot smells as much. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just me.
Okay. So how do you regenerate?
Like, base, like this Joni.
Don't talk to Miss Jody. Look,
Hey
you
yo.
said you and I never met. Okay, we sitting here having a whole, meeting of the minds. Okay, I don't even see Miss Jody. How do you regenerate?
Like, I don't want to say it what you meant by that, but it's like the questions and how you like, really like talk. It really like hit me. I'm like, dang, how I really regenerate myself.
Right. Because what I heard from you is you give to others, you pour into others. You could be sitting somewhere and people just gravitate towards you, right? Because you are a source of light and you are a source of energy, right? So how do you, recharge your battery? How do you pour into yourself?
Report to myself. Wow.
Yeah, how do you pour into yourself? Because you giving it out all the time. You out here giving out free plates of energy. That's what it sounds like to me. So how are you
not
taking in?
not to anybody, not to anybody. But
No,
yeah,
no, no. I'm not saying you're picking and choosing. You're picking and choosing. But here's the thing. Eventually, if you turn a cup upside down, it's gonna be empty eventually. You could have a pitcher that's full and you could be choosing people who you're gonna pour into, but eventually you're going to be on E. So how are you taking the time to rebuild your energy, to rebuild your supply?
wow. I actually like separate myself for a minute around from the people
Okay.
I talk to on a daily basis. Like the
Mm-hmm.
people I talk to, like okay, they go to the same school. Mind you, I go to Epson, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
like they talk. I only usually talk to them if it's in person, but it's like as soon as I get back in the house, and I want time for myself. This is a good time, or I can have a good time by myself for me. Like I just gotta
Mm-hmm.
say the word. I ain't even gotta say nothing. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes
Okay.
people it's like sometimes people can really tell off of my energy. I don't really gotta say a word because like I don't even mind saying a word, but it's like people already know how I am and how I carry myself. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. Some people think, oh, I look mean or whatever. Or but once people get to know me more, I'm very like I'm nice and all that. But it's like when I really want time for myself, they already could tell by my mood on how I'm feeling. Because I don't
Mm-hmm.
always like to talk to people. I don't always like to, give my every second to them. I do want
Yeah.
time for myself as well.
So, okay. Now let me explain. Because to me, it sounds like you're an introvert, right? People make the mistake of believing that introverts cannot handle conversations, that they're not the life of the party, that they can't speak, right? Being an introvert or an extrovert is all about how you obtain your energy. So, what you're saying is, I need to be by myself in an effort to regain my energy, and then I can be back out with the people and give it out, right? I read something recently that when your mind is full, you should write, and when it's clear, you should read, right? And I absolutely love that because you, in your example, you're saying, hey, I have this time to myself. I take the time that I need to myself. But when you are by yourself, it's all about how you're spending your time. I would love for you to do either or, whether you are writing it out or you're reading something. So really, maybe for the next year, figure out a book of any kind, whether that's a leadership book. And I ain't gonna lie, Miss Joni, cut your ears off. Sometimes I don't want to read a leadership book, right? Leadership is what I do all day, every day. I live and breathe it, right? So sometimes I do a leadership book, but sometimes I just want to escape in a book, right? And sometimes it's a mystery and sometimes it's a thriller. And I sit there in the quiet and I just allow my mind to expand with knowledge, to expand with just recreation. Because I'm like you, people don't believe me to be an introvert because typically I'm in the middle. I'm loud, I'm boisterous, right? But being that person for me takes a lot of energy from me. It takes a lot of energy from me. So I need a moment where I don't raise your glasses here.
I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out where's the introvert in you. I'm just trying to
Listen,
find it.
it's about how you gain your energy. I need to be by myself in the quiet. I wake up early morning, right? When the house is quiet and I just watch the sunrise. I do that with a book. Sometimes I write because my mind is racing and I have to get it out and I have to make it make sense. And then other times when my mind is clear, I allow myself to explore through literature. So, I think that reading is a beautiful thing that people are stepping away from, but use that time, young man. Use the time that you are taking for yourself to do something with it. Make your master $1 million plan. Figure out how you're going to feed the community. And then spend that time, really using it to the full if you have it. All right. Can you promise me that?
Of course, like why not? Like, if I commit to
Well, I
something,
want to know the book title then, straight up.
no.
Don't
But
make me
wait,
no
wait,
false
wait, wait.
promises like how y'all did when y'all said y'all was going to write that time. I ain't going to forget that. I'm going to bring that up every so often. Y'all told me y'all was going to write and y'all didn't. But
Ah! Hey, yo, they did stand you up on that. Hey, Mr. Elaborator, can you answer Bless' question too?
She said, "Oh, a bug." Yeah, I'm at the work on that. But Bless said, is it because how you were in the past that people now want to talk to you, if that makes sense? Like what it was like in the past for you. Kinda is, kinda not. Well, like in the past, like my past, it was worse. It was like more worse. But it's like I feel like people like mostly like actually be around me because how like my personality, like sometimes I could be funny and like I can be funny for real. I could be funny without trying. I don't even gotta do nothing. Like I could just obviously make somebody laugh. And or it's like how chill and humble I am, honestly. But it's like it kind of depends on my past too, because it's like I don't even know. But it's like since people like based on my past, it's like sometimes it makes people often look different at me, but not often, but sometimes. But they they don't really be judging me of how I was back then, because it's like we're older now. Like we should be able to be mature and not judgmental, because we all went through hard times. All we could do is just let each other know as a learning lesson. Today is today is a new day. It will be a better tomorrow. So that's how I look at it. And yeah, like, excuse me.
He be right back. Miss Wendy probably called on real quick.
That's fine. I love that though. I love, not being judgmental. I had to ask myself this week recently, am I judgmental? And I'm like, yep.
Not yup. Hey,
You know
yo.
what? Yeah, because in certain instances, I happen if something has happened to me so many times that now I can call it walking. I'll be like, oh, here it comes, same story, different shirt, but that's not right for me to do. I still gotta wait to see if that's how I play out. I don't gotta be a sucker in the process, but I can wait and see instead of just stopping somebody dead in their tracks and being judgmental. So I think that's interesting that he said that at his age. He said, we've grown, we shouldn't be judgmental. It's so many old petty people. It's so many. Oh my goodness, it is so many. They out here petty boop, you hear me? Oh, petty. You said that shit.
Yo, I'm gonna
Listen,
get you.
I tell people
you.
all the time. Somebody said, I didn't know you are you bilingual? I said, I absolutely am. I speak fluent petty. Fluent, you hear me? Second language. I don't be wanting to whip out the weapons of my petty, but every so often she be like, go ahead, get him. I be like, no, girl, like we have grown. We not doing that no more. She like, one more time. I be like, all right, bet.
One more time for the road.
One more time.
I hate to kick y'all off of here, but I gotta get y'all jewels.
Snap.
I know. I'm so sorry, yo. And I feel
It's
like
been an hour.
I know, and I feel like you're
goodness.
next. Yo, we ain't gonna see you again to Friday New Year, yo. Cause dang.
Miss Johnny, why you lying? Miss Johnny, why you lying? You gotta be lying.
I'm not
Oh,
lying.
we ain't gonna see her until next year. Like
We ain't gonna see it till next year, yo.
Miss Tay she didn't even agree up to it. What if we don't see it until February or March? You gotta think about it. Like she be on her own time.
Listen, I don't know. Look, February. Look, I gotta talk to Miss Joni about maybe reworking some of these days because a chick trying to fly to Hawaii. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm thinking that might be where I might end up. I got some plane tickets that's about to expire,
Zing.
and
You
I
about to
might
be in
have to
Hawaii
send y'all some.
when?
I don't know. I have one thing that I've been working on since we talking about goals. I am structured. I'm very structured. And so spontaneity has left me over the years, with just getting up and going. I don't do stuff like that. And so now I'm thinking to myself, maybe this next journey for me is actually doing things and just seeing what I get and how I grow when I get there.
Mm.
Um, I want to I love being with the locals. Sometimes doing that is a little bit more dangerous, and I ain't trying to, never see y'all again. But I
Yeah.
love being with the locals and finding out from them what the stories are, from their grandparents and their great grandparents and how it has blessed them and taught them. And I take those things with me. I take their stories back with me and I grow from them. So you said not the locals, definitely the locals. The
All
locals.
right. Well, listen. Can we? What about? Look at this. What about like since we not going to have the session at the Christmas on the so can we do one next week?
What you got? The 21st?
Is that good? Yeah.
You know what? For y'all. For y'all.
I mean, just
Yes.
so we can have our two in December. For us, yeah, yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, bet. So next week,
Yes.
same time.
All right. I'll see y'all then. As always, it's been a pleasure. And thanks for letting me in. I'll see y'all next week.
All right, bet. You gonna give us a jewel or not?
Snap. Look, I wrote mine down this time because y'all always be catching me off guard.
Hey, yo.
Okay.
Good night.
so so all right. So my jewel for this week is don't be a perfectionist, be a high achiever. We have to realize that everything in life is not going to get an A. But what we can do is continue to grow, give great work, and make sure that your values show up in everything that you do. That's my time.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Tay. We'll see you next week, Shawty.
See you next week.
All right, bye. Yo, I love it. Don't you love you some power professional, yo? When I tell you, yo, like these sessions be the bomb. And the crazy thing is, y'all, the people who be needing these things the most, where they be at. I'm not even about to call no names, y'all. But it's some people that really could not afford to miss this conversation tonight, yo, but they missed it anyway. But yo, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us, yo. I know Jim of the Dilemma. I know he did us real dirty, yo. He did us real dirty, but that's all right. We gonna get that jewel up out in one way or another. But y'all, this has been a great session, yo. Thank y'all so much for being real with us. Like Jim of the Dilemma, shout out to you. Lene the Activist, shout out to you. Mr. Elaborator, shout out to you, yo. We love it. He said Miss Wendy needed him. What's up, Miss Wendy? Hey, Miss Wendy. Yo, not as petty professional. Hey, okay, God, he stopped playing. Mr. Elaborator said his jewel is always be aware. All right. We love it. Thank you, Mr. Elaborator. And tell Miss Wendy we said hello. Y'all, that's our time. If y'all rocking with us tomorrow, then y'all already know what time it is, y'all, with Winning Wednesdays. You know what I'm about to tell you, yo. Go be productive. Go work on your goals. Yo, we so close to the new year, and some people haven't even got started. Make sure y'all lock in with Gemma the Dilemma, because she's putting together the list on behalf of young people to tell city schools some of the things that y'all want to see in y'all schools. Y'all heard Dr. Phil. Y'all heard what he said last week, right? They getting 600 and some $1 million for city schools, and not no young person is at the table helping them to decide how to spend that money or what are some things that should be done that students want. So it is very, very important for your voice to be heard, and Gemma the Dilemma is leading the charge. So make sure y'all get with her so that your voice can be heard on behalf of students. And if you're interested in doing the vision board session, y'all know the late Laneta activist is leading that. She got the spot locked down, working on getting everything in order and all that stuff or whatever. But it's going to be a vision board party in person at our spot on Wolf Street, so that people can get their goals and stuff in a visual format. So make sure y'all hit up Laneta Activist if you want to get on with that. It's so many other things too, y'all, that we got going on for real, for real. But definitely make sure that y'all get with that. Go work on your goals. If you ain't got no goals, you already know that's a bigger problem. Don't hit me up, yo. Hit up one of those OG upbeats if you ain't got no goals, yo. But please, y'all, it's not enough to just be on here and just get all this information, get all these strategies. You got to actually be applying these strategies, y'all. Yes, Cam Gotti, no broke bum energy. You already know what it is, yo. But all right, yo, y'all go work on y'all goals, and I'm going to see y'all later on this week if y'all rocking with us. I'm out of here, yo.